today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to save money when shopping at the grocery store. And right now, we are at my local grocery store, and I had some great plans to film outside, but unfortunately, it's raining. But the show must go on, and here we are. Oh, really quick before I forget, let me tell you about this week's giveaway. I'm giving you away a package from Shop Bando, so I'm going to give you one of their planners. These are 17-month planners, so they start in August of this year, run it to December of next year, and you can choose whichever one of the adorable designs you want. I'm also going to give you a little tote bag to carry your agenda around in, as well as one of their tumblers. You can fill it up with your favorite drink. Rules for the giveaway are in the description. You need to answer a question in the first 2 hours of this video going live, but even if you miss the giveaway, I would love to know that your answer to this question, and this week's question is, what video would you really like to see me make that I haven't made before? So give me a video request in the comments, and if you want to know more about the giveaway, then check out the description box. Okay, so my first two tips actually start before you even go to the grocery store. Before you go grocery shopping, you should always make a list of the things that you need to get. You should always make this list when you're at home because it's going to help prevent overbuying, because you'll only buy what you need. And you can also check your cupboards, your freezer, your fridge, and make sure you're not buying things that you already have. The second hack is, while you are making your list, you always want to do it with your store ad handy. So whatever store you're shopping at, make sure you have the ad in front of you. Nowadays, you can pull these up right on their websites. This way you can compare what's on sale with what you're buying. And you may decide to switch up your meals for this week depending on what's on sale. Maybe you decide you're going to have pork chops this week because you find that they're on a really good deal. My next hack, repeat after me, buy store brand. Buying store brand instead of buying name brand is usually going to save you a good chunk of money. Unless that name brand is running a really great deal that week, buying store brand is always going to save you money. So if you don't have loyalty to a certain brand for a certain product, usually you're getting the same exact product for a lot cheaper when you buy store brand. My next tip is to not buy toiletries when you are at the grocery store. Typically, they're going to charge you anywhere from 10 to 15 and maybe even as much as 20% more for toiletries at the grocery store because they know it's a lot more convenient for you, and they know they can get away with charging that extra money for that convenience. So unless you're really desperate, I suggest going to your local pharmacy for these items instead. My next tip is, when you're shopping around and you're comparing prices, make sure you're looking above and below. The stores are smart, and they're going to put their priciest items right at eye level where people typically tend to look and grab. So look up, look down, and find the best prices. My next tip is for produce, and that is to eat with the seasons. Eating foods that are currently in season is usually a lot more affordable. So I will put a link in the description down below where you can see what fruits and veggies are in season when, and by eating with the seasons, you can save a lot of money on your produce bill. Alright, the next tip is to always eat a snack before you go, because if you're hungry, you're gonna buy more stuff. It's just inevitable. Another good way to avoid overspending on snacks is to give yourself a limit. So maybe say, I'm gonna buy myself one sweet treat and one snack food, and sometimes just having like a mental limit in your head will help prevent overspending. My next tip is to always reconsider buying the pre-made stuff, whether it's pre-cut or pre-cooked. It usually is going to save you some time, but you're usually going to be spending money to get that convenience. So ask yourself if it's really worth the money to get those pre-chopped, already diced pieces of broccoli. This also has to do with pre-prepared food. For example, Michael and I like to eat chicken cutlets for lunch. I'll dice them up and put them on my salad, and Michael will make sandwiches out of them. And if we buy the pre-done ones, we can maybe get 5 or 6 in a bag for somewhere around $12 to $13. But if I just make a bunch on Sunday night, I can do it for about half the price. This next tip is, when you are comparing prices, maybe you're holding 2 cans in your hand and you're trying to decide which one is a better price, make sure you're always comparing by weight and not just by the size of what's in your hand. Even though 2 things may look like the same size, you may be getting more weight or less weight in one of them. So make sure you're comparing the price by the weight, and so that way you're getting the best price per quantity. My very last hack is a little bit more of a time-saving hack, but it'll help you with money too, and that is to consider shopping when it's not as busy at the grocery store. That way you're not going to feel as rushed, and you can really take your time looking at the sales and finding the best deals. So I typically find that the best times to shop are weekdays really early in the morning, like before 9 a.m. because everyone's getting ready to go to work or go off to school. Another good one is Friday night. You know, most people are out doing fun stuff. They're not at the grocery store. Or early on weekends before church gets out, or while everyone else is sort of just sleeping in. And the very last thing you should do is celebrate with a cake pop, because groceries are hard and cake pops are good.
I didn't mean eat my cake pop.
I didn't think about it, I'm really sorry.
You did that on purpose.
I really didn't. I was in the moment, so in character, and my character would have eaten a bite of this cake pop. Alright guys, that does it for all of my grocery store money saving hacks. I hope that you learned some new ones, and I hope this will save you some money on your grocery bill because, girl, groceries have gotten so expensive and it's crazy. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, make sure that you share it out with your friends and your family so that they can learn some of these money saving hacks as well. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you all next Sunday at 6 p.m. in my next video. Sweet treat and one snip.
Are you kidding me?
Do you have to make so many noises over there? I'm trying to film a video over here.